How hard is it to make a game? To start to answer this question, of course I went to Steam, where people said that games often have graphical issues, bugs. Some other people said games were good, but they're too demanding on their PCs, and others said they couldn't type certain things in chat. So this initiated some curiosity in me to see if it was the developer's fault or if making a game is just hard. I hypothesized that making a game is easier than maintaining it, which is kind of counterintuitive, but now I need to make a game plan. So of course I did some very professional research on ChatGPT, and what that brought me to was a bunch of bullet points and stuff about making a game, but it importantly highlighted that I shouldn't try and make my dream game right away. And I don't agree with this. So I made a game plan. My concept is sword fighting, and I want to make it in a Smash Bros type gameplay loop. So you slash people like in Storm 4 3D Arena Fighter, they get percentage points, and then you can knock them out with a combo system. And what I need to learn is basically everything. So I turned to the YouTube search bar and just searched up how to create a third-person character controller. Scrolled till I found a pretty good video, and first made a character controller using the character controller component. The problem is this is not affected by physics, and I kind of went knockback. So I can't really use this move function, or I can, but I thought a better idea would be to use a rigid body controller, that actually has physics, as you can see here, and more importantly, it has these functions. I can add forces to objects whenever. But now I need a character that looks like it can wield a sword and a sword. So I did some more scrolling on YouTube till I found some modeling tutorials. I've used Blender before, but I need to freshen up, and I created this crash dummy with a little samurai hat or a Ronin hat, and I made this walking animation, which was painstakingly hard to import into Unity properly and rig. But after doing that, all I had to do was add this sword I stole from the Unity Assets store and put it into my character. So I just made this slash from Pretty Good Tutorial. I'll probably put it in a comment. And in another tutorial series, they basically said mixer mode is great for prototyping and stuff, because I can just take those animations and apply them to any character. So I took a running animation and some attack animations. But to use those animations, I need some basic attack code. Basic. So here's a little code breakdown. Skip forward if you want. All right, let me break down my code. So first I ran a while loop to check if an attack timer was running. And then if this timer was running, all I would do was check if the enemy was in sight. And if this enemy was in sight, I'd teleport the player to the enemy and then play the attack animation. All right, this part was fairly intuitive. And then after, okay, let's make that an else statement. If the player was not within range or not looking at the enemy, I just teleport, or rather move the player forward, and play attack animation. So at first I thought all I would need was a while statement, until I figured out, thanks to some research on ChatGPT and personal research on certain forums, I figured out that a while loop actually stops all the frames from functioning in Unity. Which makes sense. If it's infinitely true, how is it ever going to process anything else? So outside of this while loop, I learned that I could use an IE enumerator, thanks to ChatGPT, coroutine. So it's a coroutine, which to me was just an update function that can run parallel to other update functions. But it's not an update function, let me clarify that. So that's what it feels like to other functions. And with this parallelness, I could basically run the same code for the attack, checking if the enemy was this, and run a while loop without affecting stuff that happens. Alright, so this is me playing my game so far. So far, all it has is the 3-piece combo, and then some animations off mixer mode. Not all the animations, but I think for a start, it's not too bad for a week. But I think I can definitely make it better in future devlogs. If you like this type of video, subscribe if you want, like the video, whatever people say. But as you can see, it lerps to it. If you're not looking to it, just goes at a leap speed and attacks. But yeah, I really want to make this like a type of Smash Bros 3D fighter. The end goal is to try and make it multiplayer, which I know they said, or ChatGPT said, not to make your dream game at first. But to be honest, I can't help myself. Subscribe for more.